This is the video review for Transformers Generations Wheeljack. I was kind of hoping this would have showed up on Friday, so I could have done it as a preview review for this week's issue of, or this week's episode of Transformers Prime, but it got here today. But not a big deal. He's very cool. He uses the Trax mold, as you can see, a modded Trax mold. He's got the front bumper and a wider spoiler. And these remolded, instead of missiles, he's got wrenches here that look a lot more like exhaust ports. They look more natural on the car than the missiles did on Trax. But resemble his G1 self a lot more, with the red and green stripes and the Autobot symbol and all the good stuff. A really nice green used on him too. It's really neat. I think I might like this deco better than the United deco that we've seen now. But yeah, really neat. Just a nice little version of Wheeljack, at least in vehicle mode. He does have the flight mode. They show it in the instructions with the these actual wrench pieces. They clip on in a different place because obviously with this wider spoiler, this piece doesn't flip over like it does on Trax. Although it does still attach the same way. You can still see the pin that would rotate on Trax. But yeah, he does have a flight mode. I don't really know if he'd use it, but you know, there you go. And it does use these silly little wrench things here. They basically attach right here just after you fold the wing down. So these are still sitting in their same place. They just, after the door's out, they sit right there. But you saw it in the intro. I'm not going to really dwell on that too much. Transformation is pretty much exactly the same as Trax. You just want to open this up, go ahead and pull out the weapon, and flip that up. I did cut my thumb. It's a paper cut, very minor, but I just figured better safe than sorry and leaving an open wound there on the video. So I apologize for the band-aid, but anyway, I just open up the arms like this. Go ahead and, while you're coming down here, flip this panel up just to get it out of the way. Go ahead and detach the wrenches, and you'll see these are not the missiles. They are kind of molded to look like, you actually use that clip to kind of make it look like a wrench you could be working on something with, which is kind of neat. And you come down here, I'll lift up you can go ahead and detach the doors here a little bit, fold them down and out like this, and go ahead and extend the legs as much as you can. And then up here, go ahead and flip the wings out. He does have different wing pieces as well, all painted silver underneath here. Better evoke G1 Wheeljack strings, and then wings, and then come out here, slide these two pieces out, and that'll let the wings rotate up a little bit more when we get to that point. Then you want to take the chest here and just push the whole thing, kind of get the arms out of the way a little bit, and then push this up as much as you can. That'll bring his head up, as well as extend the shoulders out and his arms. Bring the wheels around. And just position the arms however you want. That's how I like to do it. You can bring the wheels around front if you wish. You can fold them around back. It really is your personal preference on where you can leave them out to the side, on how you want them displayed. Flip the wings up. I bring the backpack down, flip this in, and these two tabs right here, just like on Trax, are going to plug right in back there. And then the feet, again, it's just like Trax, only we're not going to spin the waist around. You just want to bring the whole piece. Oh, look at that. And for some reason it seems tighter than it was on Trax, getting this whole piece to lever down. But once you get it attached, and if you want, you can flip the wheel back up a little bit. Doesn't flow all the way back up into the wheel well, but you can't lift it up so it's not sitting right on the ground. And then the same on this side. And these do rotate, give them a little bit of stability in various angled poses. And then you can take this and attach it to his on the shoulder here, just clip it on the shoulder like the original cartoon. I wish this piece wasn't here and these pieces extended out just a little bit further, because it does sit a little close to his head there. If it could sit, like I said, just at the end of this, I could slide over just a little bit more. I think it would look a little better. And then you can hold the wrenches just like this. The instructions say to put the wrenches up on his shoulders like the missiles on tracks, but I mean, that's silly. It's supposed to have that up there. Although you can do that. It really is your own preference. I like a lot of stuff with this. But and there's Wheeljack. A little bit of a letdown, I think, partly because we just got the episode of Prime on Friday with, you know, kick-ass Wheeljack, and I've been looking at the Prime character model, and the I just saw, when I was looking earlier today, I saw a picture of the animated Wheeljack character model, and this one just, his feet, I realize the original one had some pretty wide feet, but these feet just seem a little bit wider than I would like. He's got really, really wide duck feet, and I think in a lot of promo pictures, they kind of have him angled to the side a little bit so you don't see all of them like that. And I wish these legs extended just a little bit more. If these legs extended just a wee bit more, or if this chest piece raised up a little bit, it wouldn't look quite as weird. He looks kind of midgety. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I mean, he's got these really wide, thick legs, and I think that could have been alleviated a little bit. So that's my one complaint. He's still a great figure. He's a nice representation of Wheeljack. I think the mold works better as Wheeljack than it does as Trax. But admittedly, I'm biased because I like Wheeljack a whole lot more than Trax. So there's that. But yeah, just overall nice. I just think he just seems almost too squat, and especially with these wide legs. And you always see him pictured on a white background, so they're not quite as and kind of, like I said, kind of angled. So the width is not quite as noticeable in the promo pictures. But all in all, it's Wheeljack, and it's an official Wheeljack, and not a repurposed Wheeljack or anything like that. It's an official Classics Wheeljack, and for that, I totally approve. Here he is with his other universe record buddy, Bulkhead. Just as a quick size comparison. If you want to see him with Warpath, there you go. So if you have the Trax mold, now you've got a better idea of Warpath. There you can see I did cut that missile off, so it doesn't hang out back. Still fires, still fits in the missile launcher, because all the firing mechanism is up on this part of the missile. Just now it doesn't stick out the back as far. But yeah, I like him. Some minor flaws. Not perfect, but for a brand new Generations Wheeljack, I think it should be celebrated. So there it is, Transformers Generations Wheeljack.